What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Digibyte to Bitcoin. So shout out to Vance V for commenting his favorite crypto. If you guys are new to the channel or want to be shouted out in tomorrow's video, please make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, as well as leave a comment telling me what cryptocurrency you want to see reviewed in tomorrow's episode. Otherwise, we got some huge news to talk about in today's episode, so you don't want to miss it. Don't skip. Watch the whole thing. There's a lot of important updates that need to be said, and I want to address them in today's video. So, as you saw in the title, which is why you clicked on it, we're going to be talking about why Abra has just recently added Visa payments, credit card payments to their network, as well as some other funny talk we're going to get into. So let's just look at this article really quick. It is on bitcoinmagazine.com. It says Abra announces new credit card payment options for Bitcoin purchases. Now this is going to open really big doors. Maybe not right this moment, but definitely in the future for Abra customers. Now, if you don't have Abra already, I highly recommend using it. I have made articles in the past or episodes in the past talking about why Abra is really beneficial for Litecoin's use, mainly because all cryptos at some point inevitably go through Litecoin transaction through a payment. So if it's Bitcoin to like Litecoin, or sorry, Bitcoin to Digibyte, it goes through Litecoin and then to Digibyte. All the transactions, even the US dollar ones, are backed through Litecoin. So it is a huge promo bonus for Abra to have that, and for Litecoin. So credit card payments are now being added to Abra, and as it says in the article, Bitcoin payments started. Abra has announced an addition of Visa and MasterCard payments for buying Bitcoin on its platform. So I wonder if it's similar to like Bitcoin.com, where you have to enter Social Security and all this nonsense, because I know there's a lot of credit card scamming and all this stuff, and if you get Bitcoin, there's really no way to get that money back. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how exactly they use Abra to purchase, credit cards to purchase cryptocurrency with Abra. It'll be definitely an interesting thing. If any of you guys have already bought cryptocurrency on Abra with credit cards, please do leave a comment letting me know how it went. Well, how was the transaction? Was it easy? Was it smooth? Did they ask for all your information? I'd love to know. Please let me know. Otherwise, it does say that speaking with Abra Magazine, Abra CEO Bill Barhid, like we're going to talk about in a minute. Today we have users from over 70 countries, but the majority of these users who are outside the US could only fund their Abra wallet using Bitcoin. Interesting. With this launch, we can now offer a simple way for customers globally to use Abra to buy their first Bitcoin using Visa or MasterCard. Now that's also another really interesting topic and cool thing to talk about, is Visa and MasterCard must be partnering with Abra, you know, and that means crypto. So to see these major companies are okay with purchasing cryptocurrency with credit card and credit lines, it's definitely an interesting road the future is taking us. It says the new payment option comes with increased buy limits, faster processing time, and more accessibility. Users who purchase Bitcoin with their Visa or MasterCard will now be allowed to buy up to $20,000 worth of Bitcoin at a time, which is steep to the $2,000 limit placed on bank deposits. Now, that is actually pretty interesting, because if you ever bought cryptocurrency with Coinbase and used a credit card, I believe there is a limit to it, and it's nowhere near 20,000 unless you work your way up to it, which is quite funny, I guess, showing that you're basically trustworthy. But a huge $20,000 limit on a currency like that is absolutely insane. Now, if you guys did not notice, there's a freaking fly in my room that is flying around and driving me absolutely freaking nuts. So if you see that, don't pay attention to it. But otherwise, it says users are also able to purchase Bitcoin into any supported wallet. So that is definitely an awesome thing to see. Let me know what your thoughts on that is. And now I want to transfer this, and we're going to talk about the Abra CEO owner. He says Abra CEO is the latest crypto expert. Now, I'm not sure if this is sarcasm or if he's actually being strategic and specific and he actually knows what he's talking about. But he made a Bitcoin prediction, and he made it at $50,000. And if you haven't realized, the current price of Bitcoin is sitting at around a little over $6,000. So to see a huge jump from $6,000 to $50,000 is a huge jump in the currency, and that could make a lot of people rich overnight. Now, the interesting thing is he doesn't talk about when this is going to happen. He never says specifically, oh, by next year, oh, in a few months. He never says that. So he does just say $50,000 is where it's going to head. As to when it does, who knows? And I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be happy with a coin at $15,000. You're going to make a lot of money. But it says he didn't specify a time frame, making this expectation of 50,000 more feasible. So it means it's not unlikely, it's more realistic, because if he said, oh, Bitcoin 50,000 end of the year, it's a lot riding on that. Now, notice that goddamn fly. Sorry for those who don't like to curse. But unlike other bullish figures, Bardet noted that I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Barhid, noted that the investing rationale seen in December was rather ambitious. Starting the prices indicated we got way ahead of ourselves. I completely agree. I think that huge rush to $20,000 was a very quick movement, and that's why we're seeing the pullback. Now, interesting enough that I want to touch upon is the fact that look at what you guys have done. Like, us, as in the retail investors, have driven a coin from $1,000 all the way to $20,000 in literally 3 or 4 months. That's fantastic, and that means that it's definitely possible to see that jump again. There's nothing stopping it really, besides the stocks and all those inside traders. But whatever, I don't think that's going to affect the market too much. I just think we're seeing some consolidation, some pullback back down to some more relaxed levels, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So it says $50,000 is a contested level for Bitcoin. This was not the first time a cryptocurrency analyst has said $50,000 was the claim. A few weeks later, he doubled down to his prediction, stating, and I'm going to just wrap it up with this, well, I think that something that goes up to $20,000 in 1 year can have a correction down to around $6,000. One positive regulatory decision may be an ETF approved by the SEC to climbing through $20,000, even $50,000 by the end of the year. So I guess he does talk saying that the chances of a $50,000 Bitcoin is within this year's reach. But he makes such a strong point, and I really want you guys to take that knowledge in and really think about his quote, because that is a very strong quote. It's the fact that he just said we were able to drive a coin to 20 grand in 1 year. It is very possible that, and almost likely, to have a correction to $6,000. It's not impossible. As you can see, we have done that. And it wasn't like so far out, you know, it makes sense. But for us to drive it to 20 grand, who's to say we can't drive it to 50 grand? That's where I want to talk about. He says, thought the number was 200,000 or was it 120? I'm losing, blah, blah, blah. Others held the same sentiment, with some pointing out that no one knows where Bitcoin will head for sure. Even industry leaders like Hayes. So basically, it is clear to see why so many are skeptical of this prediction, as Hayes' 50,000 forecast is much higher than predictions held by other industry investors. Tom Lee, the head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors, held more of a level-headed approach, giving clear evidence of why Bitcoin could easily surpass all-time highs, reaching 25,000 by the time 2019 rolls around. So, you know, to me, it literally means, guys, if you have bought cryptocurrency when it was up at that $20,000 region, you know, if you bought it even at $15,000 or $10,000 region, there's no real reason to, you know, sell off and take that loss. There really is zero reason. If people are saying that by 2019, a 25,000 Litecoin is achievable and possible, why not wait the year? You know, forget it, leave it on the back burner. Don't forget the passwords, that is important, but just leave it on the back burner. And in 1 year from now, you might wake up to a really nice rainy day fund. It doesn't make sense to sell it off now and to have a negative approach. And for those who are negative, if we do head up to there, you're going to be in for a rude but good awakening. So let's just check out Bitcoin right now. You can see that we are on a consolidation point, and we did retrace back down to a support level right here, where we are kind of teasing at right now. You'll notice you can see the support right here, that bottom, as well as resistance here. We are now, I would say, at the bottom of it. Now, I'm going to throw it right here. We're pretty much at that level, and I'd like to see us move above that. So we are in a good position, I do think, and everybody says, oh, I'm talking positively. Well, I can definitely talk negatively. If we don't see this reaching, we're definitely going to break down and definitely retesting that $6,000, $5,900 region, where that lower support is for that. You can see there's a lot riding on this price to get above and back up to retest. Now, if we go back up and retest that, there's going to be a lot more riding on it to break through, because if you notice, we had a double top, pretty much yeah, this is a double top that I do want to point out. Let's just draw that for all those who can't see. One there and one there. So those are two double taps. Now, for those who have commented about fixing my RSI lines right here, I did get your comments, and I am going to play around with it after this video. If I can't fix it, you'll know by tomorrow. If I can, you'll know by tomorrow as well. But I do think we're looking quite nicely. I do think we're looking good on the RSI. I do think we're below the MMA, or I know we're below the MMA, so there is a very good chance we could come back up to that region. Now, why the dip is possible was basically because of this. This is really, truly the only reason. You'll notice how on this stock chart right here on the weekly Bitcoin on Coinbase, you'll notice we strayed and got way ahead of ourselves and shot up so far away from the MMA. And like I always talk about in all my videos, we always go back to the average. We always go back to the average. So obviously we come back down to it, you know, and I want this to be a lesson learned for the future. If we ever go so high away, make sure to take profits, because we will come back down to this level. Now, we are riding on a very crucial point, and usually, and basically because we have not touched this level in such a long time, there is more of a reason for us to pop up off of that. Even a slight pop getting us to that $10,000 region is very possible. So the fact that we're bottoming out here and bouncing off that could be a very nice call for Bitcoin to see the price go a little bit higher up, you know, back to that $10,000 region we're all looking for. Now, let's just move on to Litecoin and then wrap it up with Ethereum for the top altcoins. Sorry, the top blue chips. So Litecoin is basically in a consolidation state, and it's been like that for a few days, so I'm sorry if it's getting bland. We are just consolidating at this level. We are evening out. It's going to be very interesting. I figured in this region we were just going to trade sideways, and I'm actually glad we are trading sideways. It lets the stock RSI even out the relative strength index, and it also lets the price cool down. You know, momentum chills, and then we could hopefully get some volume to push us back up. And I'm still betting that we very soon will retest that 122 level and come back up at least to the high-low MMAs. They're very stretched apart, and I do think we're due to retrace back up to higher levels very soon. Consolidation is nice. We are using support at around $70, if not $74, $75. So that is a good point for Bitcoin, I mean Litecoin as well. But we're really just looking for some more consolidation till we get to this downtrend right here. Hopefully we can retest that and pop up out of it. That's truly what I'm riding on, but we will see what happens when that time comes. Otherwise, let's check out Ethereum. You can see my lines are still drawn. I do think when we decide to pop, we're most likely going to go back up there. You'll notice we did break out of that wedge, that downwards wedge right here, and we managed to bounce up off the top. And I'm hoping, or I don't want to say hope, because I know a lot of you guys get emotional when I say hope, but we're almost inferring, holy cow, it's on my screen. We're almost inferring that it'll go back up to this after it retests the top of the triangle, and then we should see hopefully a move back up to that 560 region, or at least to that high-low MMA, wherever it ends up being. So lastly, let's just wrap this episode up with some Digibyte analysis. I know I have not viewed this in quite some time, but straight off the bat, do I see a nice support? If you want, you could literally draw it like that. That is definitely a possibility. But we could also maybe stretch it out like this. This looks a little bit better for you guys. And I do want to just draw in some supports right now, and then we'll check out where this price is headed to. So I do want to stretch this out because it seems like there's a lot of extra chart. Yeah, there we go, that I'm missing out on. And it's okay, wow, that is a lot of chart. So let's just draw in one resistance band right there, and I just want to stretch this out and move this down. Here we go. Hopefully this doesn't pop up an ad. Okay, cool. So you can see there's a lot of extra chart here, and you'll notice there's another resistance right here, and then right where the price is at, right there. There's another resistance. So we do have an ascending triangle moving up, and I'm not too fond of ascending triangles because we usually break down. At least that's what I've concluded with just doing some TA for quite some time now. And I'm sure you guys have seen in my last few episodes. But the price does look okay. Going off that we did just have a major run, I do think we're due for some consolidation. It may not be the end. We may go a lot higher, but we're definitely due for some consolidation. Reason being, I'm glad we broke out of some two major resistances, but the fact that we were extremely, overbought. We were very overbought in that area. It's basically we need to consolidate and kind of move back down to that 50 region on the RSI. We do look very nice though. I do think we're in a very good position holding some very key support right now. I just think the price needs to consolidate. I do think you should take some profits out if you haven't already. Just let the consolidation ride, see if we can pull back down to that 50 level, and then we'll see. The next price level we're chasing is going to be this support right here. So it's definitely we're in for some interesting rides. We're on this roller coaster, but Digibyte does seem to be doing quite well, and it definitely has levels that it can definitely go back up to. Sorry for using that word so much, but it can easily go back up to this level if crypto and volume allows it to. But there's a lot of room to go up from here. So that's going to sum up the video for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.